Stay away from boys. Stay away from them. Welcome back. Welcome back to my YouTube page. My name's Rodna and I'm a personal development coach. And today, I'm spilling the tea. I'm going to be sharing with you 4 things I wish I could tell my younger self. Wow. What I wish I could tell my younger self. Wow. I could have saved myself so much heartache, so much pain, so much regret. So the first thing is I need a relationship with God. I would tell younger Rodna, you need a relationship with God earlier. I grew up in a Christian environment. Um, my parents talked about Jesus. We prayed at home. I've always known that there was a God, and I went to church every Sunday. We were doing Bible studies. We were very much Christian and God, but I didn't have a relationship with Jesus. I would go to church because my parents went to church. And in my household, no one could stay home from church. Everybody was going. So I went, but I didn't have a relationship with Jesus at all. I thought I did at the time, but I didn't. And I was still very much doing my own thing, and living my life the way that I wanted to live it. But I didn't have a relationship with Jesus. And it wasn't until probably I went to university. At 18, I moved away from home and I went to uni. I was an hour away from home and I thought, I'm going to live my best life. No church, no God, no nothing. But God had other plans. And actually, like, that is probably the most pivotal time in my life, because I then didn't have the safety and the comfort of home and the safety and the comfort of my parents taking me to church. I had to stand upon my own 2 feet and build and cultivate that relationship with God. Um, and I did. It wasn't an easy journey. It wasn't overnight, but I would have loved to do that sooner for myself, but I did it, so thank God. The second thing I would tell myself, my younger self, would be that God has a purpose for my life. I spent a lot of time thinking, what GCSEs am I supposed to be doing? What A levels am I supposed to be doing? Where do I go to uni? You know, am I allowed a boyfriend? Am I supposed to be doing this? What exactly am I supposed to be doing? And I felt that even though I had the support of my parents, I felt alone in a lot of my decisions. And there was a lot of pressure. What I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't want to let anybody down. I don't really know what I want to do with my life. And I carried a lot of that pressure for a long time. But actually, what I would tell my younger self is God has a plan for me. I actually don't have to worry. I don't have to fret. I don't have to be contemplating all these things, because there's a path already laid out for me before I was formed in my mum's womb. God already knew me and He had a plan for me. So I don't need to be racking my brain. I don't need to be having sleepless nights or worrying, or not just being confused or worried that I'm taking the wrong path, because God has a plan for me, and all I have to do really was I should have just asked Him, God, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go to school? What university do you want me to go to? Where do you want me to go to college? What job do you have for me? What do you have a job for me? Do you want me to start a business? What do you have planned for me? If I had done that sooner, I would have saved myself a lot of time and a lot of pressure and a lot of thinking, am I in the right space? I'm not really sure. Um, so that's one thing I tell a lot of young females, um, is to just ask God, what is it that you've got planned for me? What is it that you want me to do? The third thing I would tell my younger self is stay away from boys. Stay away from them. Or no. Oh, yes and no. But it's actually, don't get distracted. Following on from point 2, where I know that God has a purpose for my life, is actually, I would tell myself, don't get distracted by boys. They're useless. Go. I mean, they're not useless, but you don't need them at that particular moment. At that particular moment, I didn't need boys in my life like that. They were a distraction. Um, Society's standards for my life was a distraction. Thinking that I have to have my life all figured out. I needed a 50-year plan, a 10-year plan when I was 18. That's not true. Thinking that I have to do what others in my generation and in my time are doing. That's not true. Those are distractions and those are lies. So actually, like, being focused, and not being distracted by what's around me, by my friends, by society, by culture, by just everything that's going around me, not being distracted, not feeling like I need to have a boyfriend or I need to be smoking or I need to be, I mean, I didn't, but like not feeling like that pressure to live like everyone else. I always knew from, I don't know if it's everyone else who has this, I don't know if it's just me, but I always knew like I can't do what other people are doing. I always had that internal knowing that I'm a bit different. I can't do what they're doing. Even when I didn't necessarily have a relationship with God like that, I always knew that I'm a bit different. I can't really do what they're doing. I can't go where they're going. And it always made me feel so odd because even when I tried to fit in, I couldn't. I would just stick out like a sore thumb. And I'd be so uncomfortable. And I just knew that I'm just different. Um, so yeah, don't get distracted is what I would tell my younger self. And the final thing is, hey, girl, sit down. You don't know everything. You don't know anything. In fact, just sit down and keep quiet. Because there are a lot of times where I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I knew everything. Nobody could tell me nothing. Because, I had my life together at 18. I really didn't. I tell myself, sit down, shut up, and learn from others. When people are giving advice, listen, 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 listen. Listen well, actually, listen well. When people are giving you advice, you think, oh, but they're old. Oh, what do they know? They know, they've been through there. They've got the scars to show you. So I would listen. I don't know everything. In fact, I know nothing. I knew nothing. And if I had taken heed of more things that my parents said to me than the people around me were saying, I probably wouldn't have done some of the dumb things that I did. So I would tell myself to listen when others are speaking. Listen. When the wise are speaking, listen and take heed. Ask for advice. I want to do this. I'm thinking about doing this. Ask for advice. What do you guys think I should do? Ask your parents. If you're at church, ask your pastors. What should I do? Um, yeah, because I really did think I knew everything, but I, I didn't. Um, and even to this day, I can remember my mum who had these wise old sayings. And she'd be like, don't do that. If you do this, this will happen. And I'd do it anyway. And she'd come back and she'd be like, see, I told you. So I would shut up, listen, and just listen again. So those are the four things I wish I could tell my younger self. Those are the four things that I tell all the young people I come into contact with. Yes, you're young, everything's popping, everything's nice, and it's a good time. But actually, like you can learn a lot from wise counsel. You can learn a lot from people that are older than you that have walked the path that you've walked in. You don't have to live by society standards. You don't have to live by cultural standards. You can live by God's standards and God's plan for your life. I wish somebody would have just shaken me when I was younger, shaken me violently and told me that, like, hey, chill, relax yourself. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I've got videos coming out every Monday, but I hope this video has been helpful for you. And again, share this with a young person, share this with your sister, share this with your niece, share it with your cousin, and spread the message. And always remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made.